Alrighty, good afternoon, guys. We're up at Mount Barker Summit. I'm a little hesitant to film up here because it can be a little bit peoply. But again, it's only 10 minutes from home for me. And yeah, there's a good variety of orchids up here for the most part. One of the few places in my experience anyway, in the hills where you find pink fairy orchids. Yeah, we're a bit early in the season for like spider orchids and stuff. It's pretty much just Caledonia tentaculata up here. But there should be some Pterostylis around. Probably Nutans. I'm just fucking locked the car. Probably Nutan. Bear with me, guys. There we go. Probably Pterostylis, Nutans, and pedunculata, so the nodding green hoods and the maroon hoods. Yeah, basically we're just going to go for a wander. The summit's up there, there's a trail up there, but we're going to do like the ring route around and see what we find. I know there's definitely pink fairies out on the rocky outcrops that overlook the freeway, which is down this way a ways, obviously. Yeah, I'll bring you in when we start seeing some stuff. Alrighty, so we found our first little group of orchids. It's the Caledonia carnea again. Obviously right in the flowering slot for these at the moment. Nice little group down there. We'll take you in for a close-up in a moment. But I've just noticed we've also got... There's one a little closer down here. In amongst the Chelianthes rock fern. I saw a... There it is. Pterostylis pedunculata. So that's the maroon hood. And then you got the bluegrass lilies here as well. So it's a pretty representative sort of assembly of orchids for the summit here. Just going to watch where I'm stepping. Take a closer look at these guys. So yeah, nice little group there. Alrighty, I'm going to grab a photo or two and then we're going to keep moving. There's also some more of the maroon hoods up there. Alrighty, so I'm only going to come a couple of steps further on from the Caledonia carnea colony up there and seen our first pink fairies. So again, just going to watch where I step here. If we come up here, we've got a nice group of pink fairies. So there's more of these out on the rocky outcrops, down that way, but yeah, they're obviously here as well. And there's, like, in amongst us here, you got all the corybas leaves. But as I said in the last video, we're kind of outside of the flowering window for those guys now, so probably not going to see any flowers of those. That's cool though, like 50 metres into the track and already 3-4 species of orchids in. I figure there's also going to be like donkey orchids here, but I can't actually recall whether they're prolific or not. So that's going to be a surprise for us to find out, I guess. There's another species for the video. Just about walked straight past them. I forgot these guys were here. Got the Terrastylus Nana. I think that's what they go by anyway. Another cool one for the summit here. Don't seem to get these ones over at Native Avenue either, so, and yet they're in quite a large colony here. It's weird. I'm not sure why the differential. I mean, I guess it's a soil type, or you know, a preference that the orchids like, as to why you get pink fairies and the Terrastylus Nana up here and not at Native Avenue, but that's for smarter people than me to ascertain, I reckon. Alright, we're going to continue wandering along here, get out to some interesting stuff out on the outcrops. So, another little group of pink fairies down here. Also a group of the Terrastylus Nana down here. So you got, oops, group of the Terrastylus Nana, and then we got a nice little group of pink fairies here. We're still just wandering along at the moment. There's another group of pink fairies down there. Still just wandering along the trail at the moment. It's quite nice views out to the east here. The freeway down there. Heading out to Melbourne. Obviously, a lot of towns in between, but yeah, that's the way that's going. Lots and lots of bluegrass lilies here. So Calladenia tentaculata are quite common here. We are early for them, though we are not as far off as I might have thought. First set of buds I've seen, but they are all along the track. But this one is not that far off from opening up. It's about 30 centimeters tall. There's lots of them here. Once they finally open up, they tend to blend in a little bit as buds. They certainly stand out when they are in flower though. Just have to watch my footing here. This red sort of clay is quite slippery. Hasn't been wet today, but it was sprinkling with rain a little bit earlier on. So you can see there's a marked difference in the terrain when you get round to this end of the summit. It gets real rocky. Gee, rainbow out there and everything. Looks like it's raining out though, actually. Just thinking I normally see a bunch of pink fairies out here in the outcrops and hadn't seen any yet, but there's a few here. They're kind of tucked away though. Quite small flowers too, in amongst the rock ferns. Certainly at the moment there's not as many out here as I've seen in the past, but we did see more back in the woods than we have in the past as well, so a little bit of a shift in where they're popping out. There's a couple down here. Pretty much right on the trail. It's a nice pair there actually. Yeah, so basically I'm going to keep working my way around the end of the summit here, and then we'll go back along the front and see what we find. Alrighty guys, so we've just popped around onto the west facing slope of Mount Barker summit. This is much more rugged on this side. So this is the side that faces Mount Barker essentially. So you can see the freeway running towards Adelaide over that way, and then the urban sprawl into what was once like the open farmland in Mount Barker itself. Track gets a little bit gnarly here, but it's not too bad. Probably not as many pink fairies as I was expecting. And I still haven't seen any of the Dioris species here. I'm sure they're here somewhere, but I haven't seen any yet. I'm going to wander down through here for a bit, and I'll bring in if we find any green hoots, because there's generally a few of those down in through here. So for the most part this western exposure has been a bit of a bust. Haven't seen a whole lot. There's a little group of pink fairies down here straddling the trail. That's the only real flower of note. There was a little Terrastylus nana back here somewhere, which was pretty much cooked. I can't even see it now. But yeah, there has not been a lot of orchids on this side. Normally there's stacks of Terrastylus, but haven't seen them this time around. Too early or too late, or they just haven't flowered, one or the other. Take your pick, I guess. Another little group of pink fairies here. Nothing too spectacular. Yeah, I'm going to put the camera down for a little bit until I find something, because it gets a little steep here and I'm a little out of fitness at the moment, so I'm going to be breathing kind of heavy. So still working my way along the western face here. Still not seeing a lot. There's been a few Calladenia tentaculata buds. So that bodes well for a little bit later on in the season, another couple of weeks away maybe. Been almost nothing on the Terrastylus front. Still a few pink fairies over this side though. Got a nice little group up here. I'm not going to scramble up to them, but it's a nice little group of them there. So yeah, still seeing the odd colony here and there of those, and plenty of the tentaculata buds. But yeah, just almost nothing in terms of the green hoods, which is a little weird. They're normally very prolific. It does feel like it's raining at the moment, despite the fact the sun is out. Yeah, it's going to go, we're going to be heading back up the hill a little bit in a moment. More pink fairies down here in my shadow. There's a maroon hood in there. Ow, that was sharp. See, normally these guys form big colonies, but I'm really only seeing individual flowers here and there for the most part. which is a little weird, but it is what it is. More pink fairies, nice little colony there under the grass tree. So there's a few about, just not huge numbers. So for the time being, we're just going to keep trucking along. So that's going to be it for this one. Just a quick lap around Mount Barker Summit. Wasn't really a whole lot to see in the scheme of things. The pink fairies are cool though, seeing those in the hills. As I say, in my experience, they're normally a more coastal area sort of thing, but they are here, so there you go. Yeah. Sorry, a little bit out of breath from walking up the hill. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed that. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one again. Hooray.